Okay, Navisworks Video 1. I'm using the sample office building that comes with Revit just as a basis for this video. So it's got some complex elements into it. It's got some sun shading. It's got some bits and pieces that are relevant to our project, and it also has furniture and so forth in the building. So we need to import this into Revit. So it's important that you open up a 3D view that shows the entirety of the building, because it will only import or export what you're showing on the screen at the time. So we go to the Add-ins tab, the External Tools, and press Revit 2014 or Navisworks 2014, and that will export the Revit file to an MWC file that we can use in Revit. So there it is. Double click on that. Open up Manage, and you can see the building is coming in. Give it a few minutes to load. And you can see that it's quite a lightweight element in this program here. A lot of the modeling information has been taken out, so we can move it around quite easily and play with it. Over on the left here I have a selection tree. I'm just going to close these down to show you where they come from. At the top here under the Home tab there's the selection tree, and in there is a list of all the modeling elements that we've made in Revit. We can go right down to each individual element. The next thing that's the most important thing is the quantification button. If we switch this on, we get the quantification workbook at the bottom. This is where you can do your takeoffs from Revit. The first thing we need to do is set up the project, and we want to use an SFB code rather than these different types of catalogs. So I've made one which you can use. I'll put it on front, you can download it, and what that will do is set up your catalog according to the SFB code, but obviously in English. So there it is there. So we can use that to set up our quantities according to what we're used to. The last thing I want to open up is the item catalog, which I have pinned to the side here on the right. And the item catalog, we won't talk about it too much in the first video, but you can get into detailed calculations with using the item catalog combined with the resource catalog, and that's all we need to do our quantification takeoff. So let's just do an example. I'm going to go in here and find a wall, basic wall, and click on one of them. And once we do that, we can go up to Select Same and choose Same Name, and we'll choose all of that type of wall in the entire project. You can see whoever made this model was being a little bit lazy. He's used the external wall and the internal wall have the same construction, but that won't happen for you because you will obviously have been taking more care in your model. So let's just use it as if it's an external wall. So once that's selected, I can go down to the correct code under the SFB down here, click on external walls, number 21, go back up and right click, click on quantification and take off to new catalog item. And that's assigning, don't mind that error message, I'll talk about that later. That's assigning all those walls under the SFB code as we want it to be. So we just need to give it an item name. I'm just going to call it external wall for now, but you will obviously have invented your own wall at this stage here. There are some other calculations in there, but we'll get into that later on. This is enough for an element takeoff. So let's try it again. Let's select a roof. Select Same. Select Name. And now all the roofs have been selected that have the same construction. Go to the same option. Take off. Once again we get the error, and the error is caused by overall group names that have the same name as the individual element names, which Navisworks can't recognize. So it'll take in the individual elements, but it'll give you an error message for all the other names in the list that actually don't have an element assigned to them. So you don't need to worry about it too much. You can see there's two there, one of which is an element at the bottom, and one which is just a higher up the tree, which doesn't have any element assigned to it. So again, we're going ahead and going with the floor. Select name. Selected all the floors. We go down to the quantification workbook. Actually, what we'll do here is we'll try and save that set, just to show you don't need to do this every time. You can actually save the selection for the floors each time, similarly for all the other elements, so that later on we can just use that without going through the selecting process. So, quantification, take off the new catalog item, and we'll just call that floors. But obviously you'll have some kind of reinforced, prefabricated, pre-stressed floor or something that you've researched deeply for your project. Once we're happy with all the elements that have been assigned correctly, we can go and press this little button over here, which will export to Excel. Give it a name. I'm just going to save it on the desktop. And we'll open it up and have a look at it. So here we have the Excel file that Navisworks has created. It has all the information regarding the elements we exported. It also has several tabs along the bottom where we can go in and adjust how much information we want on the screen. For example, a lot of this model-based material isn't required, so we can just click those off. And similarly, we can switch off the individual object, and what we're left with is a very clean and element-based quantity takeoff.